What's up YouTube? It's your main man buddy Bromigo Dennis here from Zeki's Reef, coming at you with a bit of an update of this tank. And also, as promised, the heat check. I'll show you the heat on my feet. You know how it is. So, first thing we're going to do is talk about the heat on my feet. Boom, boom, let's go down. These are the Yeezy 350 V2. Yeezy Boost is actually the proper term because it has boost. Boost is life, it's comfortable. If you haven't got boost, get boost. You'll see what I mean. I've got a whole bunch of Ultra Boosts. Yeezy Boosts are good too. Slightly different feel because they have a slightly different purpose, especially with the cushioning, but comfy nonetheless. These are the lights. What distinguishes the lights is not because they're all white, it's because once you expose the upper to enough UV, ultraviolet light, it actually changes color. This medial band, or whatever they call it, you see it on most Yeezys is like this orange band. It'll have Supply 350 on it. That goes a vibrant orange. The upper itself goes a pinkish blue hue once you expose it to enough sunlight. And the more sunlight you expose it to, the more vibrant and vivid that color changes. So there you go, 350 lights, comfy, great shoes. I can't wait to wear these while I'm out and about overseas walking, because I do a lot of my walking when I'm traveling. So it's gonna be good. Let's go to the sump. Filter socks, great. Mesh, good. Felt, good. I've got 2 new meshes coming in the mail today, so I can dunk that one in bleach, soak it, do what it has to do. Skimmer's going great. It's good. Clean the skimmer neck like I told you I would. I keep my promises. Return, going great. Got to clean out some of the sediment from the Semedia Marine Pure block that was in here. It's settled in there, which is a bit annoying, but that's going to be easy. I've actually got one of those dual powered pumps. I can vacuum that stuff out pretty straightforward, and I'll just dump the water back in here. Piece of piss. Dosing, going great. Alkalinity sitting around 8.5. Just after dosing, it does jump to around 8.7, 8.8, but it settles at 8.5, which is where I want it. I want it to stay at a stable number when it's not dosed, and then let the coral uptake essentially keep it around that 8.5 through until 8.7 range. So I can't complain there. Let's go up to the tank. Calcium's 420, magnesium's 1380. It's been sitting like that for a while, bearing in mind that I do the calcium testing long after the calcium, after both the calcium and carbonate's been dosed to the tank, and not so long after the magnesium's been dosed. So they fluctuate around those levels and they stay stable for me. That's all I can really ask for. Tank, the reef. Let's zoom in, but as you can see, it's going great. Like I said, still going through its ugly stage. It'll finish its ugly stage. I haven't touched anything except for the glass itself to clean that, because there's no need to. And you can see, sticking to your water changes and riding the ugly stage out, you're better off doing that than trying to solve for it. So you're wasting your energy. Better focus it elsewhere, and just don't overfeed your tank. I'm not going to complain. McLean's going to come out in a little bit. I've got a few problem frags that I have to get rid of. I don't know how to get rid of them, where to get rid of them, so I might give them to a few friends. But they're just bits and pieces that everyone sort of has. Green cap, got an orange cap, got a little speck of Setosa that I'm trying to grow out and see what happens. And then the 2 green digis. I've got to find somewhere for them. I've got a friend, Gianni, who I'm keen to give one to. Not to bank, because you can't kill these things. It's just for him to have. But his tank's not ready, so it's going to sit there until his tank's ready. All right, let's go into this tank itself. Let's touch on everything that I've already got. Anacropora is going great. You can see some of that ugly stuff has died back from it, and it's growing, which is good. Stag, great. Millies are both going great. This one up the top is starting to color a little bit in certain areas. This one's starting to get that green undertone hue that leads to the rainbow that I love so much, which is going good. Let's zoom in. The Forest Fire Digi at the back, growing, amazing. It's good. The orange caps here have started to encrust. You can't really tell they're orange caps. Actually, let me pop this gel filter on top while we're here, because that's... Like, comment, and subscribe. There we go. All right, now we have color, guys. Yeah, so orange digi, going great. Orange cap, doing really well. Some of those bits are really encrusting on the rock. You can see some growth rings on them as well, which is good. The green cap, this side isn't doing too well because it gets blasted with a lot of light and flow for it compared to where it was in my old system. The other side though is faring quite well, so I can't complain. The blue digis, which you see in front here, let's zoom out because that's sort of struggling to focus because of the LEDs. They're doing good. The pink digis, let's zoom in on those, are coloring up. Like I said, they color up if you look after them properly. Those were pretty much browned out pieces and bleached out pieces, and they're coloring up and starting to encrust on that rock. There's another piece on the other side with that little nub there that's doing really good, which you sort of caught one of the new additions, bubblegum digi. That's doing great. I've only popped that in recently, so I'm not going to complain. Let's just lift this filter up a little bit. Let's be a bit more productive with that gel filter. Softies, GSP, it's come out to play now. The lights are coming on, so that's looking good. Zoanthids, I mentioned that they'd grown. I wasn't able to reference it, but you can sort of see the new polyps popping up on the matting here and there, and that shows you how much they've grown. The Suda, that grew. Let's be real, Suda's going nuts in this tank, so it's good. Satosa's still doing well, so I can't complain. I think I've done the Anacropora, but again, that's growing, starting to look good. That bit was barely breaking the top. Now it's popped up, so let's see it continue growing. Let's look at some of the new corals I got. So the first one we'll do is the PC Rainbow. I'm really keen on that one. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to seeing it color up and get that, I guess you can say, that range of color throughout the whole colony. Got a Maleficent, which is doing pretty good as well. Yeah, sorry, just having a look around the angle. Now, I tried to pop that off a frag plug. I had a few issues. You can sort of see I've rough handled a bit. Some of the flesh has been damaged around the tips of it as I was trying to pick it off. I told you, I'm ham-fisted. So I popped all the bits that snapped off up here, and I really want to see how these encrust. I'm pretty hopeful that they'll encrust. Levels are pretty stable, so I'm just going to keep providing aminos for it, just to keep them happy and healthy and growing. We'll see how we go. I've done the same with a bit of PC Rainbow here. I want to see what that difference in par between both locations and also the amount of flow that's getting hit does. So it's going to be an interesting experiment. Lucky last piece, I've got a green stylo here. It's probably going to take a little while for it to grow, but I'm keen to see how it goes. Sorry, the shaky camera. Now, on top of all this stuff here, I've got a new fish. So I'm going to show you that new fish in a second. It's going to be a bit of a voiceover from me because I don't want to walk over there. I've got some footage of it in my quarantine tank already, so I'm going to use that. Let's be real. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Let's go. All right, so here is the new addition, Watanabe angelfish, Genicanthus watanabe, I think, either way. Beautiful angelfish. The great thing about them is they're pelagic feeders, so they're more likely to be reef safe. They will still pick at your glass and things like that every so often. I've seen all the Mark's angels do that, so they are capable of it. They're just not going to turn your reef tank into a buffet, or at least they're the least likely to be able to do that. So I'm really looking forward to adding her. They're a beautiful fish. I think the Watanabe males markings are pretty cool, but the great draw for them is they are the smallest swallowtail or Genicanthus angelfish. She'll probably still end up being too big, holistically speaking, for the Waterbox 100.3. But I do plan on updating or upgrading that tank eventually to one of a few things, right? So I've either got a 4x2.5x2 tank that I want to get set up. So around 150 gallons. 450, might even be a 4x3x2, so 180 gallons, which I wouldn't mind, or a 5x2.5x2. I'm weighing up as to which way I go. This will be in a new house, so the house I'm in now isn't going to be ideal for that. So I'll either get a new place and move this tank across and put the footwork in and the planning work into getting that 4-foot tank set up. And it probably won't be a water box. It'll be a friend of mine, Dennison, who builds tanks. I'll hit him up and get him to do it for me. And do the sump as well. Have that plumbed as a satellite sump, which is generally what I prefer. But yeah, look, these are a beautiful fish. They're a great addition. Quarantine all your fish as always. Please, guys. I can't stress this enough. Quarantine your fish. There's so many benefits for it. But I'm looking forward to adding her into the tank. I'm looking forward to showing her off once she's in the main tank. It's just going to be a bit of a waiting game. I'll give you updates of her every so often. Pardon the ugly look in this tank. It's been a while since I've scraped that glass. I can't be bothered to. It's a quarantine tank. I just need to be able to see the fish, make sure she's doing well. So, yeah, there you go. That's the Genicanthus watanabe or watanabe angelfish. Beautiful. Love them. Let's get back to the tank. All right, so we're back. Hope you enjoyed that heat check. I hope you enjoyed the new fish. I'm going to quarantine that Genicanthus, like I said before. It's going to be a couple of heat checks and updates until it's in this tank. Luckily enough, she's eating really well. I do every second day water changes, if not daily water changes. 10% every second day, like 40% every other day, if that makes sense. Well, let's do it again. 10% every day, or every first day. 40% every other day. So the water's kept fairly clean. Actually, I want to zoom in on this. Look at this little amphipod. The next fish I add, I'm going to try and get rid of all those little guys. Or not so much get rid of them. Have something that eats them so they don't pop up everywhere. They're cool to look at, but at the same time, I'd rather not. Because then you go, oh, what are they? And so the next fish I add will probably be a wrasse of some kind that can eat them as they pop up in the water column. If it's not a wrasse, I'm going to go with a Midas blenny, which the guy that I picked the frags up off, we go to the same store, both have the same mates. So for me, when I saw that Midas blenny in his tanks, I saw one then, it was vibrant yellow. I was like, man, you picked that up. And I was going to pick that up and you got it before I got to it. So it's serendipitous because, of course, I got the Watanabe angelfish, but that's another fish I'd like to add. So that's probably going to be the next fish I add into quarantine. That or a yellow chorus. Maybe even both if I can get them small enough. Because I'll probably get away with 2 fish in that quarantine tank, especially if they're not going to compete with one another. And just feed them and do daily water changes as I've been doing. But that's 30 days from last Saturday. So got like 4 weeks, 5 weeks of wait until then. So I'm going to be patient, hold out, you know how it is. Be a good fish keeper, quarantine your fish. Either way, that's the update. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and be easy, stay safe. I'll catch you guys on the flip side for the next update. Peace.